We now come to the tip of the week, and this time I'm talking about Talkback. We will be doing a series of tips on Talkback. Today, however, I just want to show the basics of getting started with Talkback. When you get a new phone and you turn on the phone and enable accessibility, Talkback will take you through a tutorial. So whether you're starting your phone afresh or you're resetting your phone, as soon as you enable accessibility, you're going to have this Talkback tutorial. And you can go through that. I have reset my Talkback back to factory defaults. In other words, I have cleared both the cache and the storage of Talkback, so it's back to factory defaults. I normally don't have sounds or vibration on my Talkback, but you can hear now once I start going that you're going to hear those sounds because I want you to hear it in its factory defaults. I am using my Pixel 4a, which supports the multi-finger gestures, and you need to have a Pixel 3 or higher, and or a Samsung device that's running at least One UI 3.x. I am sitting on my home screen now, and I will activate the Talkback menu. You can activate that by default with 3-finger tap, or the L gesture that is drawing a line down and curving to the right still works. I will now activate the menu by tapping with 3 fingers.
Talkback menu. Actions in list. Double tap to activate.
I'm going to cancel.
Text to speak. Cancel button. Pixel launcher. Actions available.
Now I will activate it using the L gesture, or the drawing of a line downwards and curving to the right. That too still works.
Talkback menu. Actions in list. Double tap to activate.
After activating the Talkback menu, these are the things that we find.
Actions. Double tap to activate.
We have actions.
Read from next item. Copy last spoken phrase. Screen search. Hide screen. Voice commands. Talkback settings. Text to speech settings. Cancel button out of list. Double tap to activate.
As you hear those menus, you notice some things are missing. Things like read by character, word, line, or paragraph, or heading, or things like that. By default, with Talkback 9.1, those things do not come on by default. You actually have to go into the Talkback settings, and then under the controls like reading control or Talkback menu, you activate those. And that's what I want to show us how to do those today. Let's go to the Talkback settings.
Voice command. Talkback settings. Talkback settings. Navigate up button.
We are in the Talkback settings, and we're landed on a button that says navigate to top. If I put my finger down and go down, here's what we got.
New features in Talkback in list. Double tap to activate.
If you tap here, it will show you the new features in Talkback, but that's not what we're going to be talking about right now. It's going to be part of our series. But let's go down.
Text to speech settings. Verbosity. Double tap to activate.
Verbosity. Here, you can go in and change as to what you hear and what you don't want to hear. If you don't want to hear too much verbosity, this is the place to go in.
Speak passwords. Passwords always spoken. On. Switch. Sound and vibration. Double tap to activate. Controls. Heading.
So under controls, here is what we find.
Customize gestures. Double tap to activate.
These are for customization of gestures.
Customize menus. Double tap to activate.
Customize menus.
Braille keyboard. Double tap to activate. Cover proximity sensor to stop speech. On. Switch. Tutorial and help. Advanced settings. Double tap to activate. Open Talkback at the Play Store. Current Talkback version 9.1. Double tap to
And that's the last item, though the one I want us to look
Advanced
at
showing
is
item. Customize menus. Navigate up. Button. Out of.
when we tap on Customize Menus. Here are the two items that we have in menu customization. We have the first one is for Talkback and the second one is for reading. Let's now quickly go through those and see what we have.
Customize Talkback menu. To use the Talkback menu, tap the screen with 3 fingers. You can also swipe up then right, or swipe down then right, in list.
Let's tap here.
Customize Talkback menu. Navigate up. Button. Out of list.
Here-
Double tap to.
Here are the things that we find in the Talkback customization.
Checked. Check box. Actions. Shows when custom actions exist for the current item, in list.
In other words, so if you are on a button and if it has actions, if you tap with 3 fingers or you draw a line down and curve to the right, bringing up the Talkback menu, the first thing that we see says actions. So when you tap on that, it will show you the different actions that are associated with that menu or that icon that you're sitting on.
Checked. Check box. Editing options. Copy, paste, select, and more. Shows when you select a text box.
Next,
Checked. Check box. Links. Open links within a focused item. Not checked. Check box. Page navigation. Go to the next or previous page. Shows when you are reading content with multiple pages. Double tap to activate. Checked. Check box. Add or edit labels. Navigation.
and that's when you add labels, like something has an unlabeled button. You can make sure this is enabled so that it will show you how to go about adding a label. Okay, under navigation.
Not checked. Check box. Navigation. Read by character, word, lines, and more. Double tap to activate.
As you can see, that is not checked. So we want to check that.
Read by character, word, lines, and more. Checked.
Next.
Edit navigation options. Double tap to activate.
So having done that, what that now entails is that if we are on a word or on something, we could now find things like spell the word character by character or read something word by word, line by line. The next item we want to take a look at
Reading. Heading.
is the reading. And under reading, here's what we got.
Show. Not checked. Check box. Read from top. Starting from the top. Read all items on the screen. Double tap to activate.
So in other words, if you tap on this, it will be added to the Talkback menu so that when you are somewhere on a page or whatever, the read from the top will be in the menu when you activate Talkback menu. Let's keep going.
Checked. Check box. Read from next item. Starting from the next item. Read all items on the screen. Double tap to activate.
Let's keep going.
Checked. Check box. Copy last spoken phrase.
We saw those in the menu.
Checked. Check box. Copy last spoken phrase. Not checked. Check box. Spell last spoken phrase. Spell each letter of the last phrase that Talkback said.
And you can check
Double
this.
tap to activate.
I'm going to check it.
Spell each letter of the not checked. Check box. Repeat last spoken phrase. Hear the last phrase that Talkback said again.
I'm going to do that.
Hear the last. Not checked. Check box. Verbosity. Change whether typed keys, usage hints, grid info, and other info is read aloud. Double tap.
And it's up to you.
Checked. Check box. Spoken language. Change your spoken language.
Now, if you speak only one language, I would suggest that you turn this off because you may sometime accidentally activate a language that you don't want. And so I personally would turn this off.
Not checked. Checked. Check box. Audio ducking. Lower volume of. Checked. Check box. Sound feedback. Hear sound effects as you navigate. Check box. Vibration feedback.
And that's why you're hearing vibrations.
Special features. Heading. Checked. Check box. Screen search. Enter a search. Checked. Check box. Hide or show screen. Hide the display so your screen is not visible to others in public places. Checked. Check box. Voice commands. Control Talkback with your voice. Other. Heading. Checked. Check box. Talkback settings. Open Talkback settings. Checked. Check box. Text-to-speech settings. Not checked. Check box. System actions. Go to all apps, quick settings, and use split screen.
That's the last item. Let's go back.
Customize.
The next
Double tap.
item here is
Customize reading control.
reading controls. And in
Double
reality, you tend to have the same things that we saw under the Talkback menu in the reading heading. And so I don't know why we have it twice.
Checked. Check box. Characters. Checked. Check box. Checked. Check box. Checked. Check box. Headings. Jump between heading. Checked. Checked. Check box. Links. Jump between. Not checked. Check box. Landmarks. Not checked. Check box. Default navigation. Checked. Check box. Speech rate. Change how quickly Talkback speaks. Not checked. Check box. Verbosity. Change whether. Not checked. Check box. Punctuation. Change whether punctuation and symbols are read aloud. Checked. Check box. Spoken language. Change your spoken language.
You see, it is here, and we need to turn it off again.
Change your spoken language. Special features. Not checked. Check box. Hide screen. Hide the display so your screen is not visible to Not checked. Check box. Audio ducking. Lower volume of other audio playing when Talkback speaks.
And that's the reading control menus. And now that we have customized that, let's find an icon.
Folder. Google. For.
I am on a folder now called Google.
Folder. Google. For or more.
So we're now on a folder that says Google. And now I should be able to spell the word folder and Google if I want to do it character by character. By default, you have two ways of going through the granularities. You could either swipe with 3 fingers from left to right or 3 fingers from right to left and change those granularities. For example, if I swipe with 3 fingers from right to left.
Headings. Paragraphs. Words. Characters.
Now,
swipe up or swipe down.
Now I'm on characters and it tells me I could swipe up or down. So if I swipe down.
Capital F. O. L. D. E. R. Colon. Space. Capital G. O. O. G. L. E.
I'm swiping down. Now I swipe up.
E. L. G. O. O. Capital space. Colon. R. E. D. L. O. Capital F.
Now, like I said, you could do that with 3 fingers swiping left or right and change the granularity that way. We still, however, have what I call the scrubbing up and down to change those granularities, and that's the one I prefer. Typically, in my customization, I disable the 3-finger swipe left or right to change granularities. Instead, I use the up and down scrub. So if I scrub
links, controls, headings, paragraphs, words, characters.
See, I'm swiping
swipe up or swipe down.
Up and down in one fluid movement.
Characters.
And now I can spell it by swiping down.
Capital F. O. L. D. E. R. Colon.
So that's how it works. And the good thing is that you could either use the 3-finger swipe left or right to change your granularities, or what I call the scrubbing up or down to change your granularity. Once you settle on a granularity, for example, you settle on word or character, then you simply swipe up or down to read character by character or word by word if you are in a word navigation. That's our tip for this week. And now to close out today's episode, Austin, how do people get hold of us?
So people can get hold of us in many ways. people can visit our newly launched website, that is blindandroidusers.com. They can email us with feedback, questions, comments. We will not read them on the podcast, but we will implement all the feedback that we get regarding the website or content or whatever. Email it to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. You can send your recorded Android journey. If you don't want to come live, then you can send it to my Android journey at blindandroidusers.com. And you can subscribe to our mailing list by sending in an email to blind Android users plus subscribe at groups.io. Follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on Telegram, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are growing very fast there, 330 subscribers. So thanks for that, and join the club. And also read the show notes, because all the links that I have mentioned will be in the show notes.
Thank you so much, Austin. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye,
Thanks for
everybody.
listening. Bye bye. This is a new one.
See you all next week.
And that has been another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. As always, we appreciate hearing from you. You send those email messages to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. For those My Android Journey stories, we encourage you to send those to myandroidjourney at blindandroidusers.com. Until we see you in our next episode, you have a wonderful day.